more ancient history jewelry stories. It's Tiara Tuesday, where we discuss all manner of headdresses. Today I'm bringing you a medieval era crown. This is the crown of Essen. While it may not have the most interesting story, I am a huge fan of a crown that looks like a cartoon drawing. If I asked you to draw a medieval crown, chances are you'd be thinking of something like this. This crown belongs to the Essen cathedral in Germany and is held in their treasury. It's quite small, and historians originally believed that it belonged to the child king Otto, who was crowned as the king of the Romans when he was only 3 years old, in the year 983. Later studies have led historians to determine that it was most likely made in the early 11th century, and while it is small, chances are that it's small because it was made for a statue of the Virgin Mary, which is the perfect opportunity to show you the statue that this crown was made for. Descriptions of the crown don't really list all of the gemstones, but they do mention that one of the stones is a late antiquity stone with a carving of Medusa. Based on the carving of Medusa, I'm going to assume that quite a few of these stones were actually recycled from earlier sources. The crown is made of gold, but it's described as being heavily alloyed with silver, so I'm going to assume that it's a fairly low carat purity of gold. It was not unusual for votive crowns to be made out of precious materials. In fact, some of the best examples of medieval and Renaissance crowns that we have are votive crowns, because they would have been stashed away in a fairly secure place, and they didn't represent power in the sense of a traditional crown. They were fairly safe, and wouldn't have been broken up for their valuable parts over time. This is also the oldest surviving example of a lily crown, which is what you call a crown with this fleur-de-lis shape. While the crown of Essen isn't the most exciting crown, and really has just sat around in the treasury of a church for the last 900 years, I love it because it's still intact, and because it really does look like a caricature of a crown.